Okay, so I'm gonna go over that centering method for large bits of clay that we did in class, but I'm going to continue on this piece to where I have a lid, where I do a lid for it. We ran out of time in class, so I'm just going to go ahead and redo it again as our review for week 2. As part of our review for week 2. Remember, when you're working with large pieces, it's good to start as centered as you can already before you even start putting water to the clay and sealing it to the wheel head or your bat. Now, Daryl and I already went over coning it up. Wheel wedging. And Daryl does this thing where he bends it over. I don't do that quite as much. Whatever's easiest for you. I just push into my other hand. So this my right hand is pushing against my left hand. My left hand is braced against my knee. And the clay has nowhere else to go. And as I'm centering, I've always got this little bit of dancing going on at the very bottom. That's what I'm trying to concentrate on getting out. And so when you cone it up again, you bring that little bit of imbalance upwards. You notice that I just used all that slip that collected. I'm reusing that slip. Again, this hand is pushing down and into my left hand. My left hand is braced against my knee and my body, and the clay has nowhere else to go. There's that little bit of dancing here. I think Peter brought this up in class. I'm going to do it one more time. There's no real set rule. Some people say you should just be able to do this 3 times. Do it until you feel like you've got the thing centered the way you like it. There it is. I use that slip again. And I'm going to start this piece just a little bit wider, so I'm going to go down one more time, center down. And if you remember, Daryl used this 4-ounce for that big 20-pound piece of clay. But the size this is a 6 or 7 ounce, 6 or 7 pounds. Again, you can start with whatever you're comfortable with. Start with 3 pounds or 4 pounds on the bottom, and then add to it as you feel like. You never go above, basically, obviously. So it's 5 and 5 or 5 and 4. Your bottom pieces should be the largest piece. So I feel like that's centered enough. I'm going to get rid of the slurry, the slip, so that the second piece has something to grab onto. Some people suggest making this concave. I like both of my pieces to be somewhat round so that when I drop the other one on, there's nothing trapped in between. So that's just me. Whatever you're more comfortable with. There's a ton of videos out there probably on how to do this method where you're adding additional clay to get to a large piece. I think this other piece here is 6 pounds. I'm going to roll it. I'm going to center it again. Before I start trying to add water to it, I'm going to pat center, or get it as close as possible. I'm just going to come from there up, but I'm also going to use my fingers to sort of meld the two pieces together. Reel wedge from the very bottom and then bring it back down. Center down. Now, when I use my fingertips like this, part of it is I'm shearing off really the excess, just a little bit of the excess, so that I can get to where I feel like I can cone up again. Think of it as like a conveyor belt. What you're doing is you're bringing the imbalanced clay up, and then you're coning it down. I'm going to use some of this slip again. I'm satisfied with that. I think maybe one more time down, because I want to start out sort of wide. This will be a moon jar, but I want to start the first part of the form buttressed with enough weight right here.